Hello, everybody. Let's turn this. Oh, clean that off a little bit. That looked a little fuzzy. Okay. Whoop. See if I can do this first. Get my coffee. Okay. Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome. It is Tuesday, time for Tuesday Lives. And since we are done with the Dobby cardigan, yeah, so that's through. Woohoo! I still need to finish the other sleeve. If you guys joined in for part 10, which was the final part of the Dobby cardigan, and man, I feel like I got myself on the door. Our door is old and splintery, and it like stabbed me when I was trying to close it. Howdy, Emma. Thanks for joining in today. Yeah, so I need to finish the final sleeve of the Dobby. As you guys can see, you know, I finished one sleeve. So I figured that was good enough. I didn't want to finish half a sleeve on a 11th episode of the Dobby cardigan. So I decided 10 was good. You know, especially if people are watching the replay, they can go back through and make a Dobby cardigan in 10 hours. So that's pretty good. The Luna was 6, Dobby's 10. So they're still pretty quick cardigans. I mean, most of my projects are pretty quick. So that's cool. I did want to share an update with you guys before I get started on the tour, because now that this crochet along is done, I'm going to move back to focusing on specific topics each Tuesday, going live here on YouTube. So we'll talk about specific topics and chat about those, and you guys will be able to help me with ideas for things to chat about. So Cindra's working and lurking again. Hello. Nancy also working and listening. Jacqueline says, good morning, good morning. And Emma says, I need to remember to show you the Kelpie by Hooked by Katie. He looks amazeballs. Yay! Yeah, I would love to see. Make sure to share it in the Facebook group. That would be great. And I see Ellen is here. Hello. We've got 6 people on right now. I'm excited to share the yarn room with you guys. I think this will be good, and I did not clean up. So this is what it looks like on a normal basis. So we'll go through and check it all out. But I did want to let you guys know that it's not ready for testing just yet. I did write the pattern up, but I'm probably going to do a call for testers in May for the backpack. And I think I've shown it to you. This is the backpack. It's got the straps, and it opens this way. That's the summer backpack using Hobie's ribbon yarn. And I wanted to let you guys know that I made the straps using a lucite fork. So I made I-cord. They're stretchier and they're thicker. So it's a lot better for the straps of these. But before I did a call for testers and before I released the pattern, I wanted to make sure that we had more than enough lucite forks. If you guys have never tried one, that you can purchase one from us. You can try it out to make your backpack straps. So the captain has been busy making lucites, because we actually realized we only had 3 or 4 left in stock. We've had a lot of lucite sales over the past couple of months. And so we now have, and I need to update because we do have a few more even than what's listed, but we made bright yellow lucite forks that are in the shop. We made black ones and we made red ones. So let's see, I'll show you guys. And just so you guys can see, this is a bag full of lucite forks. Yeah, so lots of lucites. Yeah, so I need to update the shop. I do think I have the yellow ones listed. We got some black ones. We've still got some blue ones. And he is currently making gray ones. So he wanted to make a whole bunch because we knew we kind of wanted to go on a lucite run, and then we won't have to make any more for a little while, you know. But if you're interested in that bag, you can grab a lucite now. They are in the shop. And I am going to do a YouTube video. Showing how to use it. So if you've never used one, it's fairly easy and it's very meditative once you get started. And J Hook Crochet says she likes to crochet the I-cord, and I haven't done that before. So this was easier for me, but you can definitely do both. And I'm going to put an option in the pattern when I release the backpack pattern. I am going to do an option to just do a chain and then working slip stitches or single crochets back down the chain, which is very, very easy for beginners. You know, you don't have to really learn anything new. You can just create a really, really long chain, measure your chain out, and then work back down the chain with either slip stitch or single crochet, which is what I do for my crop tops. So like the one I'm wearing now, this piece right here is actually a chain, and I work slip stitches back down the chain for my cardigan strap, my bralette straps. So yeah. Okay, let's see. Make sure I didn't miss anything. Reggie is here. J Hook Crochet, Reggie. So I know I mentioned you earlier. So you said you like to crochet the I-cord, and I need to learn how to do that because I haven't done that. And Reggie just finished a hat with Hobie ribbon yarn. Woohoo! Yes, so that's the only hat I've ever made with ribbon yarn was my Sneaky Buns bucket hat. And I do have a new blog roundup. So if you guys have not checked my blog out in a little while, there's a new roundup for Hobie's ribbon yarn, well, for ribbon yarn in general, with 9 different patterns that you can make using ribbon yarn. And it's everything from baskets and bags to hats, like a floor cushion, a beach mat. So there's a whole bunch of different things. So check that out. It's just therealpinksheepdesign.com. And then you can click blog and you can check those patterns out. Bella says Lucet fork for my Christmas box. I think those were in the Halloween boxes. I don't think we did Lucets in the Christmas boxes. I think those were just from Halloween. But we are going to do a Halloween mystery box again this year. So we're super excited. Terry is here. Hello. Cinder says, I got mine waiting for that test, wanting to make some to send to Rose Likes Crochet for the diaper bags for Wings donation for May. Oh, that's so sweet. That's a great idea. Yeah, Ellen said the same thing. That's a fantastic idea. Okay, so we are 7 minutes in. And I'm almost out of coffee. So let's get started. Today I just want to take you through this room because it's a little crazy. Everything's packed in here. I've got one room that literally houses everything for Pink Sheep except for the printers. So our 3D printers are downstairs in the basement. And the 3D printers are what we use obviously to make all of our tools. So everything from our crochet hooks, lucets, gauge squares, wraps per inch tools, stitch markers, all that fun stuff is made downstairs, and then we bring it up here and I store it. And then downstairs is also where we coat our hooks. So we've got a setup down there where we coat the hooks, but the hooks are stored up here. So everything's in this little room. So I get to kind of walk through it all with you. I had one specific question on Facebook about how I organize my yarn. So I'll definitely go through that, which is still a work in progress. As I'm sure you guys are aware with your own stash, it takes quite a while. And as you make more remnants, figuring out what to do with your scrap yarn is a big one. Yes, and if you guys have any additional questions or there's specific things you want me to cover about the organization in here, we can do that. So, okay, let's get started. So I guess I'll turn the camera around. That would probably be easiest. And I'll just walk you through everything. So let's see. Let me take the phone down and we'll go through this way. Okay, so let me actually walk in. So this is my door. And when I come in the door, you see I've got a little Tupperware thing right here. And I'll probably go through that first. But then I've got this big behemoth of a bookshelf that I actually got from Walmart. And there's even stuff on top of the bookshelf. So lots and lots of storage. And this is pretty much all yarn and finished projects in there. And then I actually have another bookshelf hiding in this little corner. So you can see that. And all of the yarn in that bookshelf, except for the top row, all of this yarn coming down from this piece all the way down is actually for my Learn to Crochet kits that we sell a lot of moving towards the holidays. And then I've got my light box that sits in the corner. And that helps me because this table, this holy hot mess of a table, is where I do all of my filming, you know, tutorial videos, all of that. This is the monitor arm, this piece right here. It attaches to the table and it comes all the way up. And this little piece actually moves up and down. And that is where I attach my cell phone or my camera. So it has been super, super, super helpful for filming, since I can actually face it straight down on the table, or I can face it towards me for these live sessions, which is really great. So this is actually really interesting, this piece, and I was excited to share this because if any of you guys do any kind of online orders where you have to do tissue paper, so tissue paper was one of the hardest things for me to keep organized, because it would just sit up here on my table, and you can see some of it down here where I'm storing it before I use it. I bought a clothes drying rack, so you can see that it opens up. There's some straps right there, and this closes, and it's a magnet, so that'll close up and make it right up next to the wall. But I can put different colored tissue paper on each of the little racks. And what I do, because sometimes if you try to pull one piece off of here, the whole thing slides off. So I'll actually use a little gym clip and clip together some of the inside pieces to hold them in place so that I can get the smaller ones off the top. But that has been a huge help with organizing all of my yarn, all of my tissue paper, and keeping it from, you know, just being a total mess on my table. And then moving over here, I've got my Swift and, you know, some fun stuff up there. I've probably got some more storage in the back. You can see the knitting needles that are just, you know, looking pretty up there because I don't use them. Internet router, another bookshelf. So this one actually came from our old house. And then printer, all of that fun stuff. I've got my scale for all of my packages that go out. And this is the big desk that we didn't actually think would fit in here. And you can see I'm actually preparing the release for the mini puff jacket. So that's the, what's it called? The graphic that I'm probably going to use for the email. I thought that would be nice and fun. And then I've got these lovely organizational drawers that were from Amazon. And all of my other stuff, and I'll go into detail with everything, but then I've got a dry erase board. This is actually from college, so was in a sorority in college, and this was a gift from my big sister in college, and it has traveled with me everywhere. And then this is what was going to be a mug rack, and it ended up holding keychains. So I've got all my keychains hanging, got some more storage on the top there. And then I do have a closet because this was like a bedroom. And the closet has finished objects. So some of my finished projects that can hang. And I do need to get some more hangers like these that have like the sticky rubber so that it doesn't stretch as much. Like they'll actually stay up there and it won't stretch your stuff out. And these clothing items are all Pink Sheep merchandise. So I keep that all in here. So it's literally like my dress up closet. Let's see. Yeah, there's the High Fiber Diet, Yarny and Anxious, Hooker Tarot card, one more row. Yeah, all through there. So that's all merchandise that I sell in the shop. This is a chin-up bar that doesn't fit on anything, but every now and then I can take it out from there and put it up here. And then I got these lovely little bins from Amazon, and these are for finished objects as well. So that's one of my Tonks hoodies, Weasley sweater. And these do have, this one came kind of broken. It didn't actually close like that, but the rest of them have magnets. So it does actually keep them closed. This one was just loose. So, oh, is there anything in there? No, that one's empty. But that one's not. So these really helped because that was such a big space right there that there was no good way. Like I needed some kind of storage and organization for that. And then I've got stuff up there, and I've got stuff way up there that I really don't use as much. So probably figure that out later. And then I've got a tote bag under here that I used at craft shows. So let's see if I can show that. It's a huge like Rubbermaid rolling tote. And right now it's got like Christmas bags. So you can see this one here. All the Christmas and gift bags are in here. And I've got even more stuff under here. Some totes that I still need to go through. And a duffel bag with yarn. So some of that is still overflow. But I'm getting there. But it was really nice to be able to have the closet. And then that's back around to the front of the room. So I've got the boxes. These are boxes for packaging. So I usually keep those behind the door, just kind of out of the way. There are some downstairs too. But I'll go through some of this stuff in more detail. Make sure I haven't missed anything. Let's see. Y'all said it's a good solution for the paper. Yeah, I was really, really happy with how that ended up turning out. It actually has been very, very helpful. So if you guys have been looking for a way to deal with tissue paper, fantastic option. Terry says, I wish my craft room was that big. And it's really not a huge room. You know, our bedrooms are pretty small. So if I stand in this back corner, and I did get a new rug, which is wonderful. I'm very happy about the rug. This is the room, you know, so it is pretty, the actual usable space in the center is pretty small, especially with the chair being right there. But we have maximized the space. Like we have really, really tried to create a very, very usable space, even though the space in the center is a little bit smaller. And Reggie says, my craft room is big, but I tell you now, it is only fun until the minute you have to pack it up for a move. Yeah, definitely. Do I prefer pulling ribbon yarn from the outside? Yes. Ribbon yarn? Yes. So that's actually, this is from a project I'm working on right now, and it is being pulled from the outside. So yeah, and it actually has worked well. I haven't had any super messes from pulling from the outside. So these drawers, these are all hooks that I send out in my Learn to Crochet kits. So you can see these are just the Susan Bates, and they're a 16 millimeter. So these go out with my Learn to Crochet kits with a ball of yarn and some other Notion type goodies. And then it links to my playlist on YouTube. But I bought a ton of these at the end of the year last year. I actually have more than this, but this is all that's in this, that's in this one. And then this is actually my little Notions kits. So these are in my Etsy shop. And they're little travel Notions kits. And if you open them up, this is how they come. If someone orders them, this is how they come packaged. So you can see there's a stitch marker, scissors, stitch markers, scissors. These are little folding scissors. And then a stitch counter and a little measuring tape. And it's got tapestry needles in there, 2 tapestry needles, and it's different kinds of stitch markers. So you can see there's the little metal ones as well as some of ours that we 3D print. And they come in different color options. So what I like to do is I'll prep the color options first and get those listed. And that keeps me on track with the Etsy sales. So I've got that one. This one's like a black and white option, but I have them pre-mixed and ready to go, so it makes my life a little bit easier. There's a pink option. Let's see. Yeah, more blue. And that's a red. Is that a red? Yeah, that's red down there. And then I put a little sticker on these so they can choose which sticker they want on the top. But these were really nice little boxes that I found on Amazon that worked out really well for this. It was the perfect size for everything to fit. And I've got all my different colored scissors, some pink scissors, but this whole box is dedicated to these Notion kits. So here's the measuring tapes, tapestry needles, more tapestry needles. And I haven't figured out what to do with these yet. I think I'm going to have a separate kit for making, because these are 11.5 millimeter. Yeah, I have a few of these, and I may do some kits to make like my hat or something where it's the same as my Learn to Crochet kit, but with a different hook size, and they can use it because my YouTube channel has a couple of tutorials that call for like a 12mm, and this would be good. So if it was a beginner, they could use this. So I have a couple of those back there until I figure out what to do with those. And I think this is an old note card holder from college. And let's see, I think it's got it's got my stitch counters in there for the kits. So I try to find ways to use old things that I can organize. I don't get rid of that kind of stuff because I know that I can use it for something. And I think that this little box actually held note cards, like thank you notes. So I kept it because it was made well and I didn't want to toss it. This is all junk drawers. These are catch-all drawers. These were old things that we 3D printed that didn't turn out so hot. So we've learned a lot over the years with our 3D printing, but these are older items that we've kept. We've got some fabric in here, old stickers, some ribbon. This old thing that I used to use a lot that now just has random stickers and crap in there. More random stuff. So I probably need to do a little cleaning in here. But that's just kind of been a catch-all. We all have the catch-alls. Nancy says, I turned my basement into half craft room and the other side is our bar. That is super smart. Terry says, yes, Reggie, I had to pack up all my stuff last July, even though it was not organized, and I'm in a much smaller space now. I never appreciated the other space. Yes, and that's what my space used to be, spread across 3 different rooms. And so when we moved here, we knew that one of the bedrooms would be an office, which was very helpful. Vero said what? Says, I have a craft corner. Can't wait for the day I have an actual craft room, big or small. And yes, Reggie saw that the ribbon yarn was there. That's why I asked. Yep. Where do I buy scissors, stitch markers, counters in bulk? Right now, Amazon. So that's, yeah, I look for the best options on Amazon for this stuff. And this actually, so all of these came in a big bag from Amazon. Now, the only downside is that you cannot choose colors. So I really have to, you know, figure out how to use all the different colors that they do actually provide, because I can't choose the colors. So like, I like colorful things, but the last set of measuring tapes, I got a lot of like black and white, which is not super helpful. So it can be hit or miss, but right now I find everything on Amazon. These have been my favorite little scissors because you open them up like this. Let's see if I can do this with one hand. Oh, it's the other way. And then they open this way. There we go. And I've had pretty good luck with them being good. I only had 1 or 2 that arrived kind of broken. They were still usable, but they weren't as functional as these. They weren't as solid. But I love these. I actually keep these around the house for myself. Ellen says, sounds like a great combination for a crochet party at Nancy's house. Yes, with the crochet corner and the bar on the other side. That sounds like a fun time. So this is another junk drawer, old t-shirt that I'd started cutting up. These were some hooks that we bought on Amazon. I wanted to do a YouTube video comparing the jumbo hooks that you can find on Amazon, just so people know. This is one of the bags that came with Amazon hooks. I think there's still hooks in here too. Let's see. Yeah, so this was these. So these are on Amazon. So I wanted to do like a comparison of the jumbo hooks so people can really see what they're like. Let's see. I used to make these little friendship rings. I need to do a blog post about how to make these because it's super simple. So I need to make a free pattern on my blog. These were the simple pom-pom makers that at some point we are still going to sell. I just haven't had time to really make a video or market them. But this is on the list of things that I want to have in the shop soon, because you wrap your yarn around these and then you wrap the center and tie it and you have a pom-pom. So really cool. I'm excited to finally start selling those at some point. Other pom-pom makers, basket. I mean, these really are the junk drawers. This is empty. These are old business cards. This was when we first started doing pom-pom makers before we figured out, this was the if anyone has our 3D printed big pom-pom makers. So we started with this design, and then we moved to this design, and then we added my little logo, and these are the little other pieces of the pom-pom makers that we made. And then these are little stickers from when I was making little coffee cats with little stickers on them for St. Patrick's Day, back when I was making finished products. Let's see what this is. I don't even know. Oh, that's all knitting needles. So again, stuff that I really don't use anymore, but I don't want to get rid of it because they were nice little investments. All right, now the question is if I can fit all this back in here and the drawer close. That's the art of junk drawers, right? Okay, there we go. All right, so that's the little entryway piece there. And usually when I'm prepping orders that I have to ship out, I'll put them on top of there. Okay, so moving on to the behemoth here. So I got this big bookshelf from Walmart. This is the Mainstays Walmart brand. No, Better Homes and Gardens, maybe. But it's just like IKEA. So if you look at this one from Walmart, and then you look at this one over here from IKEA, very, 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 very similar. And this one was like $200 total. I think it was just a little over 200. It might not even have been 200. It might have been 179. It is a bear to put together. You definitely need multiple people to put it together. And it's a little tricky to get it off the floor and up onto the wall without feeling like you're gonna twist it and break it. But once it's filled with stuff, it's been fantastic. It's a little more cheaply made than IKEA. So there are spots where I can kind of see, I can already see dings. But like I said, for the price, it was unbeatable. Okay, so the bottom row of this is all finished products, finished objects. So I've got my mini puff jacket. I've got my old overalls that I made. I've got this little sleeveless piece here. And it actually fits quite a lot of stuff because there's some room, if you look, there's room between the top of this and the top. So I can fill these pretty full. And they'll still slide in there. So every single one of these is full of finished pieces, which is very helpful to just have them, you know, ready to go. The next one up, we've got drawers all the way across except in the last one, because these are five across. And let's see. This one is just kind of garbage. So very random assortment of leftover yarn. This is where the organization gets really tricky because I don't like to throw yarn away. And sometimes you only have enough left to do absolutely nothing with. It's not very helpful pieces, but I figure I can use them in like packaging, you know? So I do keep those in here. This is like the random yarn where I know that I don't have anything to pair it with. This was an abandoned work in progress. More abandoned works in progress. This is abandoned. I was trying to make a jumbo hook holder, like a clutch. Let me lay this out so you can see it. So my little hooks fit in here, and this is Hobby Bungee Mini, and then Hobie Bungee Mini, and then you would fold it over, and it was like a little clutch. I haven't given up on the idea, but this got put away for a while. What else is in here? Just plastic bags that are empty. I'm telling you guys, I didn't plan any of this. You're seeing it just as it is. This is another abandoned project. It was going to be a bag, and that's as far as I got. A hat that was like one row away from being finished. This god-awful velvet yarn from Lion Brand that, yeah, I didn't even frog it because I didn't want to deal with it. So it's still in there. Some ribbon yarn swatch. This yarn that I never ended up doing anything with. It's only one skein. I think I might have one more skein of this. I need to figure out what to do with it. More of this awful velvet yarn. I think it was that ice cream. Isn't that what that stuff was called? Here's the other one. There's the other skein of this stuff. It's not awful. It was pretty soft. It's just, this was when I was making finished products to sell. And I think I made maybe a scarf with this, but I still had some left. A little bit of cotton yarn left over from Made in America yarn. An abandoned bralette pattern. An old cozy. Very random. Some leftover Tough Puff. That's by Love Crafts. That's some more. I don't know why that's in there. That should probably be somewhere else. Yeah, so scraps like this. That's what I end up putting in here. Okay, so that's the first drawer. So that needs a little work. Somebody was talking about how I organize. That's more of how I don't organize. I just out of sight, out of mind it, you know. I'm guessing I'm not the only one who does that. I hope this is making you feel better about your own organization, because mine is not always there. Okay, putting all this back in there. Oh, I've got so many empty bags. I was actually looking for those the other day. I didn't know where I had them. And now I know. And I'll probably forget again. Empty bags. Okay, so the next drawer is also abandoned projects. I realized I was making a sweater for St. Patrick's Day. It's actually pretty cute. I think I actually was making the Ginny again. It looks like a Ginny. I think I was making a version of my Ginny sweater, but I ran out of yarn. I didn't have any more of the green, and I didn't want to make the sleeves entirely. I might have run out of green and gold. I don't know, but it got abandoned, and I haven't had time to frog it and ball it up. This is actually a finished project. I don't know why this is in here. This should go in one of the drawers. So we're going to put that on the floor. This is my Santa hat. So it is just in storage because I only bring it out during the holidays. This is a finished scarf. This is actually a free pattern on my blog, by the way. If you guys haven't seen it, lay this out. It's a scrappy fringe scarf. So it's got kind of a cool ribbing effect to it. This is a size 6 yarn. This is Woolly's Thick and Quick. And then this is a size 5 yarn in the center. So if we flip that over, you can see what that looks like. This was called Stitch Bird by Lion Brand. It was really cool the way that it had the black wrapping around it. But then it's got the fringe on the end. So this is, like I said, this is a free pattern on my blog. I only made one, but that's in there in storage with my Christmas hat. So that drawer is not awful. It's got 3 projects in there, 2 finished, one abandoned that I need to take care of. And then, whoop, covering that up. I need to get the chair out of the way so I've got more light. Okay, this is also abandoned, sadly. This is Lion Brand Velux, and I tried to make a Power Puff jacket out of it. Let's take this out so you guys can see it. The problem with this yarn, not just was it ridiculously heavy, like this is really heavy yarn. It was very, very stiff. Okay, so that's what it looked like, and it's beautiful. I mean, like it's gorgeous colors. Like it's very, very vibrant. But it just wasn't working. Like I would try it on and it didn't feel good. It didn't look good. You know, I mean, like I said, I think it would photograph really well because it's so bright, but I had no heart to finish it. So I need to frog it. But the problem is because I did striping, it's going to frog in small sections. And because it's so thick, the knot work, let's see if I can find a knot. Yeah, the knots are pretty obvious. So I'm going to have to knot it to keep the colors together. So it's something I'm going to undertake at some point. I need to frog the whole thing, cake it all up, because I do have some leftover pieces. So those are the leftover skeins of yarn. I would have had enough to finish it. But it's definitely time for me to frog it at some point. So we're going to fold that back up. Sadly, and see, it's so stiff, like you can't even really fold it. It's just huge. But I need to find another location for it because it takes up this entire thing right here. Shove that in there. Oh, and I could definitely be using that space better. Let's see if I can even get it to stay put. Yeah, so it liked, yeah, not the best place for me to be putting that if I'm trying to stay organized and maximize my space. There's another little piece of yarn that would do absolutely no good, so it's going to go in here with those. Okay, so the next bin is actually all cotton scrap yarn. So all of it, this Lily Sugar and Cream, because I used to buy this stuff in bulk because I made the cat cozies. So if you guys have never seen my cat cozy pattern bundle in my Etsy shop, they were one of my best sellers at craft shows. And so I would make them in every single color, and I would buy, if this stuff went on sale, I was going to buy an entire cartload. So I've got all these different colors: black, gray, purple, all of that, teal. But this is, all of this is either Lily Sugar and Cream, and it looks like I had maybe one random skein of Lion Brand Pima cotton in there that I was going to use for a top. But that's all that's in here. That takes up that entire drawer. And actually, I have made it a goal of mine to turn all of this yarn, because this is all like a size 4 yarn. I want to turn this yarn into I-cord using my Lucid. So I'll actually show you guys this. This is I-cord made using 4 strands of the Lily Sugar and Cream. Actually, I think this was Lion Brand recycled cotton, but it's the same. It was pretty much the same as that. It looked exactly the same in the little thing, but this is 4 strands of it. And let's see if I can show you guys how thick that is. So I want to start making a whole bunch of this I-cord and figure out what to make with that, because that's so much more on brand for me, because this would be like a jumbo yarn, like a size 7. So that would be really fun to work with. So my goal is to slowly start to turn all of that into this so that I can use it. Okay, so that's everything in that one. This one is also all cotton Lily Sugar and Cream. But it's not there, it's mostly full, and this is like the Hobby Lobby version. But that's this entire drawer. This entire drawer is just stacked full of this cotton yarn. Like I said, I used to buy a lot, so still haunting me. So entire drawer of cotton. Okay, and I did want to put this away. So this whole drawer is finished. This is my Super XL Chunky Cowl pattern. And this is my personal collection of these. So when it's cold weather, I wear these all the time. So I have my own little collection of them. And this is where this should be. Push that in there. And then this is another cowl of mine that I use in the winter. That used, I think it was Wool in the Gang, Crazy Sexy Wool maybe. And actually, let's fold it this way because it's got room to fit in there. Here we go. Oh, that's nice. Nice and cozy. And then more finished stuff over here. That's my Pomona tee on the top. I've got the crazy colorful Luna cardigan in there, but that's all in there. Okay, so this next one that did not have, I only had 4 of these, so I've got a 5th one. This I found on clearance from Lion Brand, totally tubular, and I believe I finally have an idea of what to use it for, because I don't want to base a pattern around it because it's discontinued. So I think I'm going to make a mini puff jacket out of this because I've got extra here. And then this is actually a printer filament spool. And we played around with the idea of storing yarn on it. I've only done this once, but I thought it was pretty cool. So that goes in there. And let me see. I think I'm missing some comments. I don't want to ignore you guys' comments. Let's see. Everybody's saying hey to everybody. Thank you so much for joining in, everyone. Lulu's Treasure Trove is here and says, so happy to see you here today. Sindra, I used to have a craft room and had to pack it up to move 9 years ago, and the majority is still in storage. Ugh. Yeah, I feel you. And I'm going to show you some of the hidden things in here too that are still not very usable because of how they're stored up. Reggie says, I love those scissors too. I have a pair in every project bag. Same. And I think I may just start selling those on Etsy because I think you can just sell supplies on Etsy. So maybe some of the colors that aren't as popular in my Notions kits, I may start just selling on Etsy so that if people want some, I think that would be a good move. Terry says, hi, Jess and Lulu, and says, making us laugh and smile as we see ourselves. Yes, that's the goal. We have to laugh at ourselves. Crojo Corner, hello, Evelyn and everyone. Let's see. Jamie says, I've never made a scarf before. I just realized, oh, you need to. Definitely, you should make one of the crazy cowls. Those are super, super, super squishy. Reggie says it's like the graveyard of crochet items. It is. Those two, yeah, big time. Stuff that I am so not ashamed of, but I just don't have the time to mess with them right now. Terry says, we saw your graveyard of beauties, Reggie. Jess says it looks good. If you have small pieces, try rug hooking with it. That's a smart idea. Lulu's Treasure Trove says the I-cord looks really beautiful. Thank you. I would think that making I-cord to crochet with would make a nice, yes, it's very soft and it's so squishy. So if we come up here, there's so much squish to it. I'm excited to try something with that. The cowls look so squishy. They are definitely the squishiest cowl design that I make. And that's a free pattern on my YouTube channel if you guys want to check it out. It's just the XL chunky cowl on my YouTube channel. So you can make one if you want to. Genius idea for the spools. Yeah. With all the cotton yarn you have, you should make a ginormous stripy beach blanket. Maybe. I don't know if I have the patience. Mickey says, I love the spool idea too. Okay, so I'm going to run out of time. So I'm going to go quickly through this because we'll have to go through all my yarn later because I've got a whole bunch of yarn. But these next couple ones are all yarn. You saw this hot mess right here, hot mess. But the rest of it is yarn. It's all yarn. This little guy, this is from college, and he got a little hat because it's a little panda bear. You can see my cans of hook storage, more yarn, more hook storage and yarn. I can't wait to use this stuff next year. This is going to be cool. Yeah, I'll have to do a whole video about all my yarn. But we're going through. This little guy is hilarious. So I do have my little bookshelf treasures, not just yarn. This was our holiday mug this year in the Christmas mystery box. It's got lots of hooks. By the way, these are hooks. Anyone who has a dirty mind, those are hooks. I needed to turn them the right way so you can see them. These are actually 35 millimeter hooks. And we need to list these in the Etsy shop because these are not in the Etsy shop. This is a gold coated rainbow 35 millimeter. So you can see the 35. But it's rainbow filament and it's coated in gold. And then this one we're calling the golden pickle because it is a green filament with gold coating. So yes, those need to be listed. All right, more yarn, more yarn, more yarn. Camera lens. More yarn, more yarn. And I have started caking my yarn to try to save some space. More yarn and a hook. This is actually a bralette I'm working on. More yarn, more yarn, more yarn, and that is the top. So that's the majority of my yarn. And like I said, this yarn over here from the very, very bottom, that's all yarn, all the way up to here. That is all for my Learn to Crochet kits. So I don't touch this yarn. I don't use this yarn. This is meant for kits. And then I've got wrapping paper in the corner here in the center. This is actually this thing down here that the wrapping paper is in is from IKEA, and it's meant for plastic bags. So if you save plastic bags, but I saw this IKEA hack where you can use it for wrapping paper, and that's what I use it for. And then I've got some extra tripods for my camera. Same thing back here. There is a fold-up chair. The pink thing is a kid's fold-up chair that I use at craft shows, and another tripod down there. So that's in that corner behind the bookshelf. This top is scrap yarn. So that's more scrap yarn. And then up there, I'm actually not sure what's up there. Let's see. Oh gosh. This is gonna fall. Whoop. Let's see what's in here. More yarn. So this doesn't need to be in here. This should be on the shelf somewhere, if I can find a home for it. Maybe that's why it's up there. Oh, it'll fit in here. That fits right there. Perfect. And this isn't abandoned. I was actually frogging that. And then this little guy. So he can go in here. Graveyard. Okay. So we'll put this back up there. At some point I will frog that. Excuse the camera angle while I put that back up there. Okay. So now on top of the bookshelf, this is packing materials in this little file box. This is empty boxes in the basket, so I need to do something with that. This is when I really started caking my yarn to store more organized. So these are all grays and blacks caked up. So like underneath here is more grays and blacks. So that's actually the most organized I've gotten with my stuff. And that's my goal, is to be organized by color. These little boxes are amazing. They're from Home Depot, and they are like $4 and something. I mean, I'm sure now they're like $7 because the cost of everything has skyrocketed. But they were like $4 and something, and they're awesome. So this is also more like neutrals, grays, and blacks. I don't know what's in here. I bet it's empty. This is like a crochet bag that I got a long time ago, and it looks like it's empty. Yep. It's just a plastic bag. So that's empty. This is probably from, yeah, that's from Hobby Lobby. So I've had that for forever, and I don't want to get rid of it because, you know, it's made well. It's like a little quilted bag. And then these, I'll show you these. So when I was selling finished products online, I found this idea, which is amazing. If you guys do sell chunky scarves, let's put this down here. This is a shoe bag. So if you go on Amazon and you search non-woven shoe bag, you'll find these, and they're like little travel shoe bags. And I put my chunky cowls in here. So you see, this is those chunky cowl scarves, but you can see the color on the bottom. So like this is another one. So you can see it's like a fig color, but these are awesome. And I thought this would be nice to like ship them out in. So I put them in here, then I put them in the poly mailer, and people can store them, you know, and it'll keep them from getting all jacked up when they store them with other stuff. So that's pretty cool. I really liked that. And like I said, right now, I think these are the only ones I have left that I could potentially sell if I wanted to. I'll probably end up just keeping them. Okay, so moving right along. Aren't those great? Those are great bags. I'm a big fan. Let's see. Love this full idea. I'm totally skipping out on work to watch today. Yes, long lunch. I have a few more minutes. We'll see if I can get through the rest of this without going into too much detail. Jamie says, I love the hook colors. Sindra, the shelf does not have a back. So if you look through, that is the wall back there. Now this one does. This is the IKEA Billy, the Billy bookshelf from IKEA. This has a backing. This does not. And the IKEA Calyx does not either. So if you actually get the IKEA version, it doesn't either. Bella, my pink sheep hooks are so amazing for my thicker projects. I would hope so. That's what they're made for. Yes. Jamie says, Sindra, it looks like an IKEA Calyx. Yes. So this is Walmart's brand of IKEA Calyx. Okay. So you guys saw I have my lighting set up. This is literally just from Amazon. This is Mountain Dog brand from Amazon. And it is called a continuous lighting. So you click it and then the light comes on. And it's just like an LED. So I can point that down here. I can point it this direction towards me if I'm filming. It just gives me more light in here, and it's more of a natural white light. Okay, this is one of my bags from last year. That needs to be frogged. That's a whole nother project that needs to be frogged. This is what I'm working on right now, which is more scrap yarn. So these, I'm sure you guys have used them. This is like old sheets that came in these, like bed sheets, because they zip. So I keep these because you can store yarn in them. And you can see this is all non-chunky remnants. Now there's a few. This is a chunky yarn here, but a lot of these remnants are like a 3 and 4 weight. But you can see this is some homespun down here. But this is stuff that I'm really not sure what I'm going to use it for, or it's just so little of an amount that I just don't know what I'm going to use it for yet. So there's that. There is more remnants. I try to color code them. Let's see. This is another thing that sheets came in that's got some very small cakes. So you can see the little cakes, little colorful cakes. This is all chunky yarn in this one. There you go. You can see that. So this is all super bulky yarn in that one in cakes. You can also see I use our bobbins. So we have those in our Etsy shop too. If you ever need storage for like smaller balls of yarn, I like to use for those. I use the bobbins. More remnants that's color coded. But my goal is to do this. So you can see now I've started to put them together. And if they are bigger than this, so these are the smaller ones, which I like to have in here. But if they're larger, I can put them in here. And they're not, yeah, so they're under there too. And there's a pom-pom, sad little pom-pom. And I've got a few of these like Karen Simply Soft that I bought years and years and years ago that I have no use for, but I don't want to toss it because, yeah, I could donate it or something at some point. But this is new. I just did most of this. I just did the last couple of days. So trying to get things more organized so that I know what I have and I can start making some scrappy projects maybe, you know, to cut through some of that yarn. So putting all that back in there and get the lid back on there. And this lid is like bursting because this is, okay, there we go. Okay, so underneath the craft table are more bins. This is all bubble wrap. So that's in case I need to use anything from any bubble wrap. And almost all this bubble wrap was from the move. So I literally saved everything that we'd wrapped in bubble wrap. This is all my camera gear. Some of it, just the extra stuff. And then this bin has boxes. So when I'm packaging stuff up, I've got, I almost knocked my coffee over. All my different size hook boxes. So hook boxes here, kit boxes, more hook boxes, and then recycled boxes if I need to ship stuff to other people. So that has been fantastic having this underneath here. This is the bag for my continuous lighting setup, that piece up here. So that's what that bag holds, and it's got an extra light in there. Okay. Let's see. These are my enamel pins. I had so many that I just left them in the box. So like, that's what they look like when they come from the printer, the enamel pins. And they all come in their little own cellophane baggie, so I don't have to do that. There's the hooker pin. Doesn't want to focus on it. There we go. Oh, it focused for like a second. There we go. So I left those in there just so I didn't have to deal with it. This is yarn I've been using to wrap my packages up. These are hooks that need to be listed. So we did a filler hook listing. It's like a blue ombre glitter. And it's the hook sizes we've been selling out of the most. So that's why these are up here, because I still need to photograph them before I can list them. These are all projects I'm working on. You can see my unfinished Dobby right here. This is more of that I-cord that I'm making out of the cotton yarn camera. This is my Hobie project that I'm working on right now that I just posted about. This is a new size inclusive crop top that I'm working on right now. Old scrunchie. And then just crap, whole bunch of crap, stuff that I just need up here or don't need up here. New stitch markers that have not been released yet, but I'm about to release them. So we've got this little, you can see the opening at the heel, but these are little roller skate stitch markers that I'm going to be releasing probably this month, probably in the next couple days, because I need to get them released. And then these little suns, whoop, 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 whoop. Little suns. So you can see they've got their little opening at the top here. So I need to release these, but I've got my 2 drawers full. I've got my tape. I've got my ball winder, yarn winder, tape for packaging stuff up. And then over here, so this is where it gets a little crazy. This is doing absolutely nothing. I need to get rid of it. I used to use it at craft shows, but it's just taking up space. These are the big boxes that we use for Learn to Crochet kits and mystery boxes. This is all my packaging supplies. So I've got note cards that I write thank you notes on. I've got envelopes. I've got stickers, cellophane bags. Same thing up here. Extra tape, extra tissue paper. Down here is extra tape for my tape dispenser and more flashcards for writing thank you letters. I've got printer paper, hot chocolate left over from the Christmas boxes. I've got extra stitch markers in this little thing. This is not being used to its full potential either. That's all that's in there. So I need to figure that out. My sewing machine is down there. You can see it. Whoop. You can see the sewing machine. I think that box has old DIY hooks in there from last year. That's all my sewing stuff, buttons, just a little caddy. But it's got, oh, it's not open. Let's see. Yeah, so I've got sewing thread, buttons, yeah, all that fun stuff in there. That's that whole thing. Extra books and paper, extra printer ink, this little thing, random stuff in there, binders. This was leftover candy from some mystery boxes. This is the books that were in the mystery boxes from St. Patrick's Day. So I had 2 of those that were left over. A garbage bag, leftover stuff from mystery boxes. A book I'm reading. This is a lot of our tools. So like if I bring this out, this is how I store tools and hooks. So I've got these flip top boxes, the ones I got from Home Depot. And let's see, we've got lucets and bobbins. These are like oopsie lucets and bobbins. So you can see that there was either we changed colors or they didn't print as good as the other ones. So that's the oopsie bag. These are oopsie gauges. You can even see the oops. Oops. But then I've got good bobbins. So we've got black bobbins and green bobbins in the shop right now. So these are ready to be shipped out. And these are the good gauge squares. So we've got a couple colors of gauge squares. And then these are 35 millimeter. That's a 35 millimeter white hook that's actually in the Etsy shop. And these are leftover Christmas hooks from the Christmas mystery boxes. And then here is two more of the simple pom-pom makers. See, I told you, like these are in the queue to be featured. I just need to do some marketing and get those ready because these would be great. Okay, so put that back. And then same thing for my hooks. These are all of the hooks. These are all the crochet hooks that are in the Etsy shop. And they are broken down by size. So this Ziploc bag has 19, 20, 25, 17, 18, 15, 16, 12, 14, and 10 and 11. Let's flip that around. So you can see these are all the different colors that we still have left. Because all of our hooks are ready to ship. So if you buy a hook from our Etsy shop, it ships out within a day or two, because they're actually in stock. We don't make them on demand or anything. So all of those are still in our Etsy shop. Okay, and then I think you guys saw, got some markers down here. And then, let's see. So underneath the table, because I still take up even more space, this is finger knitting yarn that I never used. I actually was going to teach classes using it, and then COVID hit. So I'm stuck with all of this yarn that I don't use and I have no desire to design with. So at some point I'll probably donate that, or if someone wants it, I can ship it to them. And then these are boxes of finished projects that I used to sell at craft shows. So this box has a whole bunch of scarves and hats. This one has a bunch of random projects that are finished. These are tent weights and walls for the tent that I was using when I was doing craft shows. And then that is a lap desk for a computer. And that is a painting that I did that I'm going to hang up here somewhere. So I'm excited to get that up because that's perfect for the room with the colors. And then in here, drawers, all the random office supplies in the drawers. The pattern that I'm redoing, extra pins and stuff. Pins, this is all for writing thank you notes. My planner, that's my thermal printer, and you should get yourself a thermal printer if you do not have one, if you send out a lot of stuff, because that has been a game changer for me. Let's see. Okay, so this other drawer, so there's two drawers in this desk, and this one has my note cards for thank you notes. This is my hook journal that tells me what we released and what has sold. These are all my envelopes for sending out stickers, cello bags for stickers, stamps, stickers. And then this is where I store all of my other stuff that is being shipped out. So stickers, this whole bottom one is stickers. So you can see all of the different sticker options. I try to keep these drawers full. That helps me make sure I've got all of my inventory and I'm not going to run out. And these have been great. I found these drawers on Amazon and I liked them so much that I now have two of them. So there's more stickers. And then these are my husband's comic book slab holders. So if you have someone in your life who gets graded comic book slabs, CGC graded comics that come in the plastic case, these clip on the bottom and they make little feet so you can stand your comic books up. So he sells these and we have space up here for them because I'll get them shipped out when he sells them. And that's more comic book stands and the new stickers. This was the first one that I got because I wanted a place for stitch markers. So you can see I can take these drawers out and I just fill up a drawer of stitch markers and I have them ready to be shipped out. Same thing with tapestry needles, keychains. Let's fuck off keychains. It's kind of a junk drawer. More keychains. Magnets that I need to get listed. I just bought Hooker Tarot card magnets. So I need to get those listed in the Etsy shop. This is kind of a junk drawer too with some Notions kit stuff. These are the wraps per inch tools. Wraps per inch tools. Oh, this is one of the, the pieces of our pom-pom makers that we make. Let's see, I've got extra thermal printer paper up here. And I think that's it because I showed you guys the keychains. Got the keychains up here. That was an old coffee cat when I used to sell them. That was the packaging. Lucet forks up there. And then of course the keychains. And then I even have my little enamel pins stuck to my bulletin board. But let's flip it around because that's pretty much it, you guys. That is, we will definitely have to go into more detail on all of my yarn because I wasn't able to really talk about the yarn that I had today. But I hope that the tour was fun. I thought that would be a good one. It definitely did take an hour. I wasn't sure how long it was going to take to go through everything. But I hope you got some ideas. If you've been, looking for ideas for storage or organization, it's so trial and error, and it's so up to each person. Okay, and let me go back through comments before I go, because there are quite a few comments. And Crochet Me Pink says, hello, new to channel. So good to have you. Nancy says, they're so cute, the stitch marker. I'm glad. I'm excited about the new stitch markers. Love the little suns. They're a little sharp. That's the only thing. I think with this, because of the edges, but if you put them on sideways, so you want to, when you hook them over your stitch, if you go sideways instead of trying to go directly over the stitch, they work really well. It's just, you have to use kind of a different technique than I would use for my other ones, but I still love them. They're just cute. And I mean, some of these really are, it's photo props. You can use them on your projects, and it's just super, super cute for pictures and stuff. They're novelty. So, I think the roller skates are going to be easier to use like regularly, kind of like the cats. Cinder says, well, those 2 new stitch markers will fill up my little box that I keep your stitch markers in. And that's such a cute little box. Terry, yes, get them up. I will, I promise, soon. The mini puff jacket is releasing today, by the way, the crochet pattern. So that's what I'm working on right now. I'm trying to get an email ready to send out to everybody to announce that it's ready to go. I haven't gotten it listed yet, but I'm going to do that today. Crochet Me Pink says, I only crochet now. I hope I don't get interested in other crafts. You probably will. I think most of us have at least a few other things that we do. Nancy also does diamond painting. That's cool. And yeah, if anyone is interested in the yarn, Crochet Me Pink, you would have to pay shipping. I wouldn't be able to ship them for free. But you can reach out to me on Instagram or in my Etsy shop, and I can see, because the problem is there's so much of it that the shipping ended up being really, really high. So I may end up having to give it to someone that's more local that I can actually gift it to, because it's just, there's so much of it. The sticker container on Amazon, I think I just looked up organizer drawers. I need to look. If I find it, I'll put it in the description of this video for you. I had to look at the dimensions, and I'll check really quick before I hop off here so you guys will know. These are 15.5 inches tall. Oh goodness, just dropped my headphones. So those drawers are 16.5 inches tall by 19.5 inches wide, or 15.5 tall, 19.5 wide. So they're pretty big. And I think they're probably like 6 to 7 inches deep, maybe. It was so awesome. Thanks. Wonderfully organized. Thanks for sharing. I'm so glad you guys enjoyed it. All right. Well, that's going to be all for now. I will be live this Friday on my Instagram. I'm having another Pink Sheep and Friends live. It is going to be with Kelsey of Passion Knit Goods. So if you guys want to join me over on my Instagram channel this Friday at 12 p.m. Central Time, I will be chatting with Kelsey all about her business and her journey. She is a full-time crochet designer. She's only 22 years old. And I'll tell you, she is rocking the TikTok game. So that's where I found her. When I joined TikTok, she actually bought one of my apparel items and shared a TikTok video, and it blew up, and I got a bunch of sales from that video. And I was like, oh my gosh, I need to reach out to this girl and just say thank you for sharing. And she agreed to come on for one of my Pink Sheep and Friends. So we'll get to chat with her, kind of look at her journey on TikTok and what that's been like, and just what her journey has been like as a crocheter and a crochet designer. She also sells finished products, so we'll talk about that a little bit. But I think that'll be really fun. So you can join us this Friday on my Instagram, and you can also join my Facebook group. That's where I like to post all of the events that are coming up over there. There's also an event where you can remind yourself on Facebook on my page, so you can check that out. And I think that's everything for now. So, and I will be live next Tuesday too. So every Tuesday I'm live on YouTube, 12 p.m. Central Time. And next Tuesday, we're going to talk about finding your niche. So for me, my niche is super bulky yarn, beginner friendly patterns. There's very specific things about my brand that I stick to, and that has helped me with my marketing and with growing my business. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about different ways that you can find your niche, different ways that you can get more specific with what you do, especially if you are trying to make money with your crochet. Or even if you just feel like you're getting to a point where you might be burning out and you don't want that to happen. You know, if you feel like you're not enjoying it anymore, sometimes finding a niche and refocusing can help you with that. So it can help you enjoy your craft even more. But thank you guys so much for joining in. I'm so glad to have had you come by today and join in on the chat. And I will see you guys either Friday or next Tuesday back here on Instagram. Back here on YouTube. All right. Bye, guys. Happy hooking.